Around a year ago, I released the video 11 Reasons Not to Buy a TR6, and it's fair to say that that video was divisive. The purpose of the video was merely to draw attention to some of the foibles you have to deal with as part of TR6 ownership, but at the end of the day show that it's absolutely worth it. To date though, it's my most commented on video, with, as we speak, on its way to 400 different comments, and they fall into two real camps. Firstly, you've got those who want to warmly shake me by the hand and tell me what a great video it was, drawing attention to all the things and challenges that TR6 ownership brings. And then you had the other comments from those people that wanted to stick pins in my eyes for dissing their beloved TR6 classic. Some people even used naughty words. You know who you are. But what was really interesting was the group in the middle. The people who commented but said, "Oh yeah, great, but you forgot about this, you forgot about that, what about this, what about that?" Which got me thinking, with so many more reasons to buy a TR6 as well as more reasons not to buy a TR6, I thought it was time to make another video. Well, actually, let's make two. So here it is then. 10 reasons to buy a TR6 and another 10 reasons not to buy a TR6. All, remember, from your comments. So you've picked the video 10 reasons to buy a TR6. So let's have a look then. Let's take a drive. First up then, at number 1, the comment that's been mostly made in favour of the TR6 is the noise. That fantastic throaty roar as you put your foot down and hear that straight 6 roar into action. And sure enough, there's a lot to like. Do it justice, I need to find a straight piece of road, find a good position on the car to mount the camera, and let you hear it for yourself. Number 2, it's the way these cars feel, and I get it. You do the steering and it's got a reassuring weight to it without any power assistance. You change gear and it moves with a reassuring clunk. There's a noise and an aura around the car when you're driving, especially when the roof is down. You push on the pedals and there's no assistance. You have to make more of an effort to stop the car as well as to open the throttles and make that car go. When you turn in the corners, you can feel the weight push into the corner. You feel the independent suspension move down and drift the back end around. It's quite addictive, really. Number 3 on the list of reasons why you'd buy a TR6 is the car's narrow width. And it's no lie that if you look at modern cars, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's no shortage of pictures on the internet of Austin Healey sprites parked next to massive, great SUVs. What that means though is as we drive down these English B roads through the countryside, you can dance through the corners. You don't have to worry so much about what's coming the other way. You've got space within the lane to move around. In traffic situations, in towns, you don't have to worry about squeezing past. Parking, you can park in car parking spaces with loads of space either side to open your doors without worrying about getting your door dents. So there's a lot to like about having older cars that are smaller compared to today's modern mammoths. And number 4, you like these cars because they cruise. Here I am cruising along at 40 miles an hour. Road noise is virtually nothing. There's a light wind in my hair. There's no wind noise. I can enjoy the sunshine. These cars are designed for the open road. They're not noisy like some of the smaller engine classics that you can buy. That's straight 6 engine, meaning that progression along the road is effortless really. So whether you're cruising along at 50 or 60 or 70, this car just makes easy work of it. At number 5 on the list, what you like is how easy it is to put the roof away. Let me demonstrate. So let's see how long the roof takes. By my reckoning, that's about 2 minutes. Easy. At number 6 on the list of reasons to buy a TR6 is the parts availability. And I've got to say, it is good. Like several other British classics, there's a lot of specialist parts suppliers who work tirelessly to find manufacturers of parts that are no longer available in order to keep these cars on the road. And generally, they do an absolutely fantastic job. One of the things that always grieves me is when people moan about parts quality. Well, these cars are nearly 50 years old and someone is taking the time and effort to make parts for these cars. Are they going to be OE quality? No. Do people demand lowest price? Yes, they do. So guess what? These parts are going to come out of low-cost manufacturing countries. The quality is not necessarily going to be OE quality. You pay for what you get. But I've got a lot of admiration for these companies who are still making these parts to keep these cars on the road. One of the great things as well with the parts availability is some of the catalogues that you can buy. If you're restoring one of these cars, you can pretty much nose through the catalogues, see what you're missing, get part numbers, get availability. There's a lot to like if you're restoring one of these cars. I probably can't go much further without mentioning these two. If you need a part for your TR6, if you check out Moss Europe or Rimmer Brothers, the chances are they'll have exactly what you need. Number 7 on your list of reasons to buy a TR6 is that you can put a boot rack on the back of these cars. Yeah, it's fair to say that the storage in the boot trunk of these cars is probably not up to modern day car standards. If you're going away for the weekend, you're going to Classic Le Mans for example, see my other video, you might not be thinking you're going to get everything in. That big rear flat boot panel though is fantastic for putting a rack on the back. It's not really my cup of tea, not something I'd like to do. I think it spoils the lines a little bit, but if you're going away, if you're doing a cruising, you're doing a touring holiday, it's a great way of carrying that extra big bag of clothes or tools or spares, dare I say, in order to get you to where you want to be. On the list, it's the fact that it's a classic British sports car. One of the great things about living in Great Britain is the sheer range of classic cars, the sheer number of clubs and enthusiasts that there are keeping historical motoring alive. It's a great thing to be part of, it's a great thing to own, and it's a fantastic hobby to have. Brings us nicely on to number 9. Number 9 is the club scene. One of the reasons you really love the Triumphs as well as other classic car marques is the following. It's the fact that you're not alone. There's hundreds, dare I say, thousands of enthusiasts just like you who like to repair, improve and just go out and drive the classic cars. There's a number of clubs for the Triumph TR6 in particular that have got a really good following, a very warm welcome and a fantastic club scene if you want to be part of it. And finally then, in your reasons to buy a TR6, it's that fantastic Triumph straight 6 engine. And there's a lot to like. Originally based on a tractor engine, it's simple engineering, it's fairly easy to maintain, it's not too difficult to improve, and of all the engines that you could have in your classic car out there, it's not bad. But I'm going to refer you back to point number 1. It's the noise it creates that pulls most people in. So there we are then, back where we started. I hope you've enjoyed this run through the video of 10 reasons to buy a TR6. If you've enjoyed that, don't forget to check out the sister video and get an opposing viewpoint. That leads us then to the final question, back to the final question of the original video. Knowing now, from what you've seen of the videos, would you buy a TR6? Of course, I can't answer that question for you. Only you can decide that. But while you think about the answer to that question, I'm going to go for another drive in one of the best British sports cars ever made. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. See you on the next video.